Hi everyone, welcome to the History of Football channel. Today I'll be doing another video as part of my Forgotten Football Grounds series. I've done a lot of forgotten grounds and former football grounds so far. I've got a whole playlist, you should check it out. I've got such grounds as Filbert Street, Highfield Road, the baseball ground, Bairden Park. But tonight I'm going to be doing Maine Road, the former home ground of current Premier League champions Manchester City. Despite being founded nearly 40 years earlier, Manchester City didn't play at Maine Road until it was opened in 1923. Plans to build Maine Road were first announced in May 1922, following a decision by Manchester City themselves to leave their Hyde Road ground, which did not have room for expansion and its main stand had been severely damaged by fire in 1920. The site of Maine Road was originally a brickworks and it was purchased by Manchester City for £5,500. The original name of the ground was called Dog Kennel Lane but later changed to Maine Road. During construction, the stadium was reputedly cased by a gypsy when officials evicted a gypsy camp from the area. This case was allegedly removed on the 28th of December 1998. The initial layout of the ground consisted of one covered stand with a seating capacity of 10,000 and uncovered terracing on the other three sides with gentle curves connecting the corners. The first match at Maine Road took place on the 25th of August 1923 when 58,159 fans watched Manchester City beat Sheffield United 2-1. The first changes to the ground took place in 1931 when the corner between the main stand and the Platt Lane end at the south of the ground was rebuilt to incorporate a roof. In 1934, the highest attendance for an English football club playing at their own stadium was recorded at Maine Road when Manchester City played Stoke City in front of 84,569 fans in the sixth round of the FA Cup on the 3rd of March 1934. A larger crowd of 121,919 attended the Crystal Palace ground when it hosted the 1913 FA Cup final between Aston Villa and Sunderland. Queues formed for 4 hours before the match, and one journalist stated that Maine Road was packed 2 hours before kick-off. The stadium was shared by Manchester United after the Second World War, as Manchester United's Old Trafford ground had been damaged during the Manchester Blitz. United paid City £5,000 per season, plus a share of the gate receipts. The highest attendance for a league game at Maine Road occurred during this period, when 83,260 people watched Manchester United play Arsenal on the 17th of January 1948. This figure is a national record for a league game. Maine Road was also used by Manchester United to host 3 of their 4 home games in the 1956-1957 European Cup until Manchester United returned to Old Trafford. Floodlights for the stadium were installed in 1953 and a further development took place in 1957. This was prompted by the hosting of 2 FA Cup semi-finals in successive years. The popular stand was redeveloped and named the Kippex after a nearby street. Over the course of the 1960s and 1970s, the Kippex became the part of the ground where the most vocal Manchester City fans congregated. In 1963, benches were installed at the Platt Lane end, meaning that Maine Road had more seats than any other English club ground at the time. The next major redevelopment came in the 1970s with the construction of the North Stand, which remained in place until the closure of Maine Road. The 1980s saw ambitious plans for improvements, however, these plans were shelved due to the financial pressures after the main stand roof had been replaced at a cost of £1 million. By 1990, some areas of the ground were becoming outdated and there was a need for the stadium to become all-seater following the outcome of the Taylor report in January that year, and the Platt Lane stand was demolished in 1992. Its place was taken by the all-seater Umbro stand that also incorporated executive boxes, and it was opened in March 1993. The name reverted to the Platt Lane stand in 1997 when Kappa replaced Umbro as the city's kit suppliers. Manchester City made further renovations to the ground throughout the 1990s, but most of their development plans were put on hold when Manchester City were relegated from the Premier League in 1996. After Manchester City regained promotion back to the Premier League, there were plans for further expansion at Maine Road to take the capacity to an all-seater 45,000 seat stadium, but these plans were abandoned in favour of a move to the City of Manchester Stadium, built for the Commonwealth Games in 2002. The final competitive match before the closure of the stadium took place on the 11th of May 2003, with a Premier League match against Southampton. Tickets were sold upwards of £250 and a crowd of 34,957 attended the game. City lost the match 1-0, with Michael Svensson scoring the stadium's last goal. The final match was followed by performances by musical acts such as Badly Drawn Boy and Doves. City's final goal scorer at the stadium happened on the 21st of April 2003, when Mark Vivian Foe scored in a 3-0 victory over Sunderland. Demolition of Maine Road happened in late 2003 and lasted around 10 months until completion. 2 years after that, the go-ahead was given for a new housing development to take part on the site, consisting of 474 homes. There is a public art display commemorating the stadium and features a circular plate, half open, symbolising the centre spot and the new emerging development which now sits on top of the Maine Road Stadium. During its lifetime, Maine Road hosted 18 FA Cup semi-finals and also 2 England internationals. The first one was a 3-0 defeat of Wales on the 13th of November 1946, and the second international was a 9-2 win over Northern Ireland on the 16th of November 1949, England's first ever World Cup qualifier. Maine Road also hosted rugby league matches between 1938 to 1956. Maine Road hosted 11 championship grand finals. It also hosted the rugby league match of the Crosscode Challenge between Wigan and Bath Rugby. The ground was also used in several movies, such as the 1948 motion picture Cup Tie Honeymoon, and towards the end of its time, it featured in the 2000 film There's Only One Jimmy Grimble and the 2003 ITV drama The Second Coming. The ground was also used for concerts, and bands such as the Rolling Stones, Simple Minds, David Bowie, Dire Straits, Faith No More and Guns N' Roses played at the ground. On top of that, in June 1961, the American Christian evangelist Billy Graham did a sermon at the ground. So that concludes my video on Manchester City's former ground, Maine Road, which was their home from 1923 to 2003, and also Manchester United's home ground from 1945 to 1949, and then briefly between 1956 and 1957. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know which ground you'd like me to feature next. There's plenty out there, so I can keep doing these videos for a while. Thanks to everyone that supported the channel recently. It's been much appreciated. Thanks to all the recent subscribers and all the views I've been getting. I really enjoy making these videos, and I'll be doing some more in the future. So anyways, this has been History of Football. Catch us all later. Tatty bye for now.